Welcome to Plot Off the Press. Today we're on our double feature looking at The Descent. It is a 2005 movie with a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. A little bit popular, it seems like, from IMDb, actually. Although I do believe we have some haters in the room.
Maybe. 7.2 is really high.
You mean people with eyeballs and brains? Well, I mean, I'll give you that. This movie is devoid of a lot of things with no eyeballs and no brains, but okay.
So Carter, kick it off. What's your rating?
3.
Wow.
3. I mean, at no point in time, I mean, it's supposed to be a horror movie, and, you know, and so in typical horror movie fashion, they just keep doing the dumbest fucking thing possible to get them in more trouble. And I can accept that, but it's so...
Well, hold on. That's not true. That's not true. Yeah, because you got to think about it from their point of view and not your point of view. But now, first, I will wholly admit they're all dumb for going into the caves to start with. Like, regardless if there's...
Let's go backwards even before that. What group of girls signs up for this? Like, let's do a girls' trip doing this. Fuck you. No. Let's do a girls' trip going to a spa. Like, no.
I think
and then out in the middle of nowhere?
Girl from you. Okay.
Just saying. Let's just start there. All right. Continue.
Well, no, I mean, again, I get what you want to say about, they're dumb for going in the cave, but I mean, like, that's the whole point. You can't have a horror movie with that. But I mean, like, what's supposed to be suspenseful in this movie, I just didn't think that at no point did they achieve that. I mean, like, I understand you have to have enough lighting to be able to shoot a movie, but doing a cave, it's still really very well lit at a lot of different times. Even though that they have flashlights or glow sticks, it's very well lit. And then the monsters, they would be able to hear your fucking heartbeat if they had no eyes. Their hearing or smell or whatever would be so heightened.
Yeah, I know that as a plot hole.
So I just never found the monster, the underground zombies or whatever the fuck they are, or the orcs from Lord of the Ring, green orcs from Lord of the Ring, the rejects that didn't make the movie. I just never found them scary. And again, like when it's the claustrophobic kind of scenes of it, it's too well lit, and it's just they seem to have too much space for what you're trying to do. They're like, I don't know, at no point in time did I get into it at all. And not to say that I didn't go into it with, I watched the first 45 minutes of the movie and I was just going, this could be the dumbest thing possible. I just couldn't.
Well, nothing happened the first whole hour of the movie.
I couldn't buy into it. I mean, and then again, like you said, they're stupid for going to the cave, but I mean, like, there's a giant, like, elk with its throat torn out. Like, let's just keep going. Like, that would be like a red flag for all, like, isn't there a big giant creature with his throat torn out?
Yeah, it's a reindeer or something. Which, by the way, is definitely not in the Carolinas where they're supposed to be diving or whatever.
Yeah, the Smoky Mountain. And again, why would you keep going? Wouldn't you be like, there's a fucking bear in here? And then why wouldn't the bear eat the whole fucking thing? I mean, if the zombies did it, why wouldn't they eat they're just like, we're just going to kill this to warn people not to come in here. Like, what?
Yeah.
It just... So you...
So Casey, your rating?
I gave it a 4.5, and I felt like I was being generous with that. And I just, my little notes here, terrible girls trip. I don't know any of my friends that would sign up for any of this, but maybe I just don't hang out with people like that.
Maybe not 6 of them, or 6 of your best friends that like to go spelunking.
I don't think I have 6 best girlfriends.
How do you fall into that? I mean, I don't know. Like, I kind of like bowling, but I don't know 6 other people that go fucking on a bowling trip.
Right. And I mean, nothing happens the first hour of the movie. Plus, on top of that, so the girl, what's her name, Sarah, she agreed to go on this trip with the girl who was having an affair with her husband. Like, come on. No, you wouldn't.
It's been like a year, so maybe they're all dead.
Just saying.
Time heals all wounds.
Does it?
Unless you're paralyzed, and then no.
I know it made it a lot easier for her to kill her at the end.
She goes, oh.
Did you hear what he said? Time heals all wounds, and he said, unless you're paralyzed. I was like, ooh.
Deliciously evil.
So, okay, so I'm going to give it a 7. And
You just like it because there's a bunch of girls in the movie.
Absolutely not, because none of them get naked. There's no sex scenes. None of
He likes them titties. What?
But I will say this: a couple things I noticed rewatching it for the first time in a while, because I have always found this movie very creepy. The landscape shots that they do at the beginning, like when they're hiking in, there is stuff going on there. Like if you're paying attention, you actually see the creatures a couple times. And so that's where I didn't really notice that until I was watching this time through. And I've seen this movie at least 10 times. I didn't really notice it. So there is stuff going on. There is some foreshadowing. I like the creepiness of the entry because because if you've seen it, you know some crazy stuff happens later, and all the waiting builds the tension for me. That's the only reason I like that part. But at the same point, it's the same thing we talked about with American President. You got to take it for what it is, right? It's not going to be, it's not, zombies or, the Romero, that kind of stuff. It's a offshoot film by not a very well-known director, not a very well-known writer who happened to be the same person. There's not even a lot of actors or actresses in it that are.
There's only really what?
I didn't know any of them.
I don't know any. Well, I mean, the Sarah girl's in Filth with. Anyway, she's been in a couple different things.
I didn't recognize anybody.
No, but I mean, like in the movie, there's what, the daughter, the husband, the 6 girls, and then
the creatures.
No, and then the driver at the end, right? I mean, there's 11 people in this movie that aren't in fucking heavy makeup, and the director. He ended up he did Doomsday after that, which it's got that smoking hot girl from the English lady. She's got the weird name. Doesn't matter. Movie ended up being real bad.
He did do the shitty Hellboy too.
He did the shitty Hellboy. Not that any of them were. I mean, they were. I like it. I had some fun with the new Hellboy. I thought it was all right, but it just didn't achieve. It just never. Like all those movies, it just doesn't really.
You take Ron Perlman out of there, and that's a huge loss for that role, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, but they didn't make it rated R, so that gave it a little bit more fun. But Centurion with he had Michael Fassbender, he had a couple other people in that movie that were real good. That movie fell short. He directed two really good episodes of Game of Thrones, but he's given the source material on that. I mean, he didn't write and direct that like he did the last. And then he's doing. Like Lost in Space, and he's done some TV, a lot of TV here in the 2010s.
It looks like he did a couple Black Sails, which I actually kind of like that series.
We haven't watched that.
No,
you're not gonna like it. Don't even bother.
Okay.
It's like I mean I know somebody, and because I'm just repeating what someone said. It was like one of his favorite characters. He's like, I really liked it, and then in like season 3 they turned him like gay, and he said I couldn't watch it anymore. So it's like. Okay, well, all right. But this is an old white guy.
Sales seemed like a very dumbed down Game of Thrones type of vibe. It just
on the sea.
Well, it was more like the CW went back to try to redo Game of Thrones. That's what. It felt
but they show a lot of titties and a lot of man meat. Correct. I mean, so yes. Like in Outlander, that one guy, he's like.
I mean, that might interest me.
Pick out always.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that. Stop watching it.
So, but anyway, like I said, I'll give this one a 7. I enjoy it. I've always felt it was very creepy to me.
What age were you when you watched this the first time?
Probably 16.
Okay, all right. See, you're a little bit more impressionable on that. I'm an old man, so I watched it. Yeah, so when I watched it was just like,
Well, I was nervous to watch it because I thought it was gonna be really scary, and then as I'm like the first hour, I was like about to fall asleep because nothing's fucking happening.
I can take the first hour, nothing happening. I know that you've been on that. I can take that for some build up to something good, but like I said, it just never. Okay,
and I didn't get scared.
So I will also say, rewatching it this time, I was even starting to get, okay, this is too much time to build up. They should have been in the cave and having shit chase them already.
Yeah.
Well, it's also, and again, they just keep going from cave to cave, and it's like it'd be like they were in a haunted house, and every room looked the same for the most part. It's just every time you opened the door and went into another section of the house or whatever, it was the same thing. It's just, oh, more green guys in here than last time, or it's a little darker, or it's a little bit more narrow, and oh, there's water in this one. Like it just kept going from cave to cave, and it's just going like
Haunted House might have been more exciting.
Well, I was thinking like it could have, like the 13 Ghosts movie. It's not a good horror movie, but I mean, at least it looks cool at times. Now we're talking
I like
maybe
it.
budget.
I like that movie, but that's
I saw that theater.
I think the 13 Ghosts does the perfect. What's that old adage? There's an assembly, right? Like each ghost has its own little backstory, and
Yeah,
it's like they're assembling the Avengers.
it's not as good as House on Haunted Hill though. With is it Jeremy Irons? It's a remake of the. Y'all never saw House on Haunted Hill, like the original one?
I thought that wasn't that with Liam Neeson, or maybe that was Rose.
I'll have to look it up. I don't remember.
It was. Yeah,
I know you're shocked. I don't
Who
remember.
was Barbosa in Pirates of the Caribbean? I'm missing. It's not Jeremy Irons. It's the other guy, the King's Speech guy, not Colin Firth, but the other guy that I can't think of his fucking name.
Jeffrey Rush.
Jeffrey Rush.
Oh
yes.
yeah, okay.
And he plays the Vincent Price role because it's a remake from like a '60s movie. But it's like if you could win $1 million if you stay in this haunted house all night long.
Yeah.
But and that was pretty cool. It had Taye Diggs in it and a few other people that you would notice. But I mean, like I said,
Chris Kattan. I forgot he was in that movie.
there you go. Yeah, and I mean, but again, look, all it is Mr. Peepers. But they're going from just room to room, and each room's got almost like the 13 Ghosts, because I think that's there's a different something in this room than this room or whatever. Like I said,
Is that the one that has the big there's like a carousel in the middle of it or something?
Man, I haven't seen it in a long time. Maybe that might be it. I don't recall. I do remember at the beginning of the movie though that they one of the guys built the girl in it. I think she builds or runs roller coasters. And they got this new roller coaster ride, and you're supposed to take an elevator up to the top of the roller coaster to get on it, but the ride really isn't the roller coaster. The elevator, the bottom falls out of it fakely, and
By
then
the way,
crashes.
Haunted Hill, not great reviews on IMDb.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, again,
5.6.
The what?
5.6.
It had too much. I mean, we're getting off topic because we're not talking about The Descent, but I'm just saying, that's my feel for The Descent. I don't know. I thought that movie was more entertaining than this one. How this one got a 7.2?
I have no idea how this got a 7.2.
I guess it's a bunch of underground zombie lovers that all got together. Because if you could find 6 girls against
hold on. Don't get caught up on the creatures, because don't get caught up on the creatures, because this is way before all the hype of all the zombie stuff. Walking Dead hadn't really even started yet. All of that stuff.
Yeah.
And so maybe if I would have seen it before,
they're not even really zombies either. I mean, because they can get killed without you having to shoot them in the head. They're not. My theory is that they're the Indians that just evolved underground after thousands of years. That's my theory.
Well, then that doesn't work, because they would have used every last piece of that elk. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, there goes that.
There's no totem poles.
No, but I mean, okay. Well, I'm not. Obviously, they're not underground zombies, but I mean, just because of the fact they were blind, at times they just seem to move real slow. They seem to be kind of dumb, like zombies.
And I agree.
So,
and there's definitely some plot holes, and we'll talk about later. But the abilities. Do we want to do a favorite character? Do we care?
I said the creatures ? Because I didn't like anybody, really.
I guess I'll go Sarah, or the other one. What's the other one's name? Juno.
Yeah, I like Juno.
There's again, you can't like the person driving the car at the end. The dad and the daughter die, and then 3 of the girls. What do they really do besides background and be like, oh yeah, let's go do that, But so it's really just 2 people. It's either Sarah or Juno. I mean, the other girls. I can't even tell.
They didn't do much.
Yeah, there's a third one.
There was two sisters.
I really like the girl that carried the backpack. I mean, the way she carried that backpack was some fine backpack acting. You know, like I don't. I mean, that's like a Dick's commercial right there. That's some good backpacking.
So then let's jump. Favorite scene? What's your favorite?
No.
Scene?
You have a favorite character. You're the one that likes this movie.
No, not really. I mean, they're all like I said. They're all about the same. I do like Sarah.
You'll have a favorite character.
I do like Juno, but that's more attraction thing than anything.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She had that.
He likes them exotic.
She had that mocha skin.
No.
She was a little. She had that nougat flavor. What?
So let's go favorite scene. Do you have a favorite scene?
I do.
Okay.
I do too.
Yeah. I mean, we
let's go.
I really, really like the scene just because I thought that was the most believable thing in the entire movie. Even that 6 girls could get together for a weekend and not fight, but I mean, like that was
they killed, 2 people get killed by each other in this.
I know that's when she turns around and goes stab one of she thinks it's a zombie with that pickaxe thing that she has, like Tomb Raider. She stabs her right in the throat. She turns around and she's just like, but then she kind of looks at her. She's like, whoops, and then just pulls it out. It's just she's not like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. She's just like, well, now you're not making any more noise, so that's good. All right, so.
Well, I think the person's already dead, so why even tell him sorry?
But they.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry if I accidentally stabbed either one of you on the neck. You know, even trying to flail to kill underground Indian zombies that we've now turned. That's we got to. I mean,
you need to jump back because if you stab me in the neck and I've got one of those things in my hand, you need to jump back because I'm going to try to stab you before I die.
She got right the joke. You're not getting a lick out on me. I'm sorry. You're not. I don't know if you've ever been neck stabbed before, but
I haven't been neck stabbed. But for God's sake, I'm going to try.
I'm sure. Well,
motherfucker.
Yeah, you have a better chance at that point in time in killing me with your mind, Professor X, than actually getting that axe up and stabbing me with it. I mean,
I'm a warrior.
Okay, so now he's got a doctorate in net stabbing. What did you go to doctor school?
Oh my!
Did you go to doctor school? Do you know? Yeah, it's all of a sudden stabbing me.
Maybe I did. Maybe I went to evil medical school.
Anymore?
Maybe I went to evil medical school and you don't know about it. Maybe I did.
Did you go with Dr. Death?
Yes, yep. Me, Dr. Death, Dr. Evil, and Scott all fucking went.
Okay, so Casey, you had a favorite scene?
I did, and it was of course it was a killing scene because come on. So I had when Sarah kills Juno at the end, like they were fighting the things together, and then she was kind of like, "Fuck you, bitch," stab you in the leg, see ya. That's what you get for having an affair with my
Wow, Sarah's eyes get about this big for the entire last 30 minutes of
the movie. But I mean, that's what she gets for having an affair with her man. So there's that.
Didn't they have a tea party at one point in time? No, never mind. Wrong movie.
What about you?
Then get into the cave.
So my favorite scene's when Sarah comes upon the girl who had her neck stabbed, like when she stands up there after her friend dies, and has the little necklace thing in her hand, and like, you can just see the determination is like she's getting the fuck out of this cave no matter what. And then it kind of leads into that scene you're talking about where she just says, "Fuck it, Juno's gonna die for me." Ah!
Yeah.
And then that leads to something. She climbs up out of the grounds. No pursuit. You said you saw them. If you watch it, you could see the little underground Mayans.
Well, maybe they were just eating.
Well, you said that
they don't come out. I mean, they supposedly don't come out in daytime. They're nocturnal or whatever.
Well, unless you say Beetlejuice, right? I mean, like,
yeah,
it's right there.
Say that.
Jesus Christ. No, but they don't. There's no pursuit. Which I mean, okay, fine. The movie needed to end anyway, but I'd have much rather had that one. Like a movie where all of a sudden she thinks she's running and just gets eaten, and it's like and then the movie's over. No one survives.
Well, I had a moment, and they did kind of explain it when she got in the car, though. I had a moment. She's halfway to the car, and I'm thinking, what if one of the other girls had the car keys?
I thought she ran. Okay, maybe I misremembered.
Oh, and I had that on part of my plot holes too, because I was like, who leaves their car keys in the car? And maybe it's just because we're from Memphis, but
Well, they're in the middle of nowhere. Oh, she did. I was thinking
I
it was
still
like the
wouldn't leave my
Texas
keys in the
Chainsaw
car.
Massacre where she ran up and found somebody on the road. I mean, I
No,
was,
no. So
just remembered that.
she runs out, and then there's like a good mile or 2 or 3 miles between the cave entrance and the car, and so she has to get to the car, and then in the car she pulls down the visor and the
That's right.
Yeah.
visor.
I think by then I checked out. Like I was just like, it was late. I was tired.
and then she gets like a vision of the Juno girl.
That's okay. I apologize. So there's not even an extra person that I was talking about.
Nope,
This we're
there
talking
wasn't. I
8
was
people.
wondering what you were talking about earlier.
I
I thought he was just talking about Sarah, calling her the driver because she was driving at the end of the movie.
Well, again, either or, because now that you say that, because that was going to be one of my problems. Also, it's just like really, I miss misremembering. It was late when I watched it.
And he was falling asleep too, so there's that.
Yeah, sorry, gang. I didn't really give it 100% on this one, but yeah, I thought she ran up on the road and found somebody, like the typical horror movie. But that's even, I feel that would have even been better. Like really, she kind of happens to pop up by the road. But, she popped up in the middle of the woods with no equipment and no compass, and then runs through the wilderness. Lo and behold, to find the car. I mean, like that's even dumber than what I was thinking happened.
Well, it was a little bit of a plot hole to me because they were supposed to be coming out of a different entrance than when they went in, right? So, again, finding her direction back to the car. But, I'm going to give them the benefit of doubt on that. But I will say part of the reason I like this, because when it came out, there weren't a lot of movies like this out there already. I mean, nowadays there's shit like this everywhere, right?
There's a bunch of underground killer Indians.
Well, there was like that movie, The Cave, came out like a year after this, where they had the little flying bat things. But there've been several entries after this. I liked the ending to this one because it was so unstereotypical. Like she ran out of the cave, and then she makes it to the car. She's covered in blood. It's a moment. Like she gets in the car, she's screaming and yelling, like freaking out. She's driving down the road all crazy like, and then almost gets run over by like a 18-wheeler. Plot hole there. Why isn't she jumping out, covered in blood? I would think the dude would stop. But I just enjoyed it. It was different at the time it came out from what we had seen at the time. Again,
and maybe if I had seen this, years ago before seeing all the other stuff, maybe.
No, he's just saying this. There's just more crap out now. But back when this came out, there was just a little less crap. So now that there's so much crap out there, you can get crap anywhere. But this is the only place that you could get crap back in the day. You had to go to the Descent to get shit.
Okay.
This is the of crap.
Oh, the criminal crap. Oh, I love the how do you say, Jerry Lee and The Descent is my of movies.
So we've kind of done plot holes here. Are we changing the cast out? Do we care?
What's that?
Do we care about changing the cast out?
What's the point? You'd have to change everyone, and then
it's
like a whole different movie.
All right, look, I mean, I got first thing I got right here is why, but I thought let's go fun with it. Let's go House of Wax style and put Paris Hilton as Sarah and Nicole Richie as Juno, and now we have a completely different movie.
It's a totally different movie.
Come on, that, or we could, maybe do Muppets. Can we do Muppets? How about that? Oh, Kirby, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I wrote casting recast.
Piggy,
not even
let's
worth
go spelunking together. Piggy, Kermit the Frog here.
Oh my God.
Phenomena.
Did you have any recast?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. It didn't need a recast. It was okay.
I like my Paris Hilton idea. Because
I'd watch it.
Because good. Look how skinny both of them are. They could have just slipped through all those. There would have been no problem.
Maybe Angelina Jolie.
But only if she played like Aeon Flux or something terrible. Like
no, like Tomb Raider style.
Those were such bad movies.
And that was in one of the quotes, right?
The second one is one of the worst fucking movies that I purchased that on DVD because I didn't see it in the movie theater, and the guy was like, "Hey, I got this DVD. It's $10," and I was like, I paid $10 too much for it. I mean, it was, and I think that one even has Daniel fucking Craig in it before he's James Bond.
It does.
punches a shark in the nose after she swims into the middle of the ocean, cuts her arm to attract the shark because, and then punches the shark in the nose, and the shark sneezes underwater or whatever it does, and then she grabs his dorsal fin. And of course, when you punch a shark in the face and then grab its dorsal fin, what do sharks do? Swim to the top of the ocean. So where
He's your bitch now. That's your shark.
Oh, okay. So that's how Aquaman does it.
Well,
And then he puts a saddle on.
He's not that cool. He begs them and offers them sexual favors.
Oh,
Ooh.
All right. I didn't realize he was fucking the fish, but I guess
He's not no, the fish is fucking him. Let's be honest.
Oh,
How you like your show?
Yeah, that's kind of like my
That show, the fucking shark show?
Shark Jocks. It's like it's on. I think it's what it is.
It's these guys trying to capture a shark and fuck it.
There's these two Australian brothers that are all in extreme sports,
so
and they've
disturbing.
conquered like parasailing or base jumping and surfing and all kinds of other goofy shit. And they're looking for the next big thrill, and it's like shark fucking. So they're going to capture and fuck a shark.
I was so disturbed by that.
We've gotten off topic here.
We have, but
Yes.
we'll plug a little shout out for, I believe it's called Shark Jock.
It's on Hulu.
Christ. All right, so Casey Carter, you got some quotes?
Oh, I just thought the Tomb Raider one was kind of funny. You had mentioned that. I don't even know what character said it. Doesn't matter. I'm an English teacher, not fucking Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
It's when they're trying to like cross the little cavern thing with their hands.
yeah.
I mean, there's so many points in this movie where I'm like, well, I would have died there. I would have died there. I would have nope.
But
I
you
would have.
wouldn't have been signed up for this shit. No, you
I would
wouldn't
have
have.
stopped and taken a breath. I don't know. I do kind of want to go cave diving. I know it's fucking crazy, but
Just the point where I'd be like, that sounds like a fun trip.
I'm thinking either we go spelunking or burn ourselves alive. I'm thinking burn. I think that's.
It doesn't sound like a vacation to me.
Well, depends on when you burn yourself out.
adventure.
What if we burn ourselves alive in Thailand? Huh? How exotic would that be?
Ooh.
Yeah. See, and then maybe we take a few monkeys with us or something.
Did you have any quotes?
Oh yeah. I got my quotes are, "Hey, what the fuck are we doing here? Let's get the fuck out of this cave and not die. Quick, run, faster, be quiet." That.
I think that's the whole movie, right?
Yeah, I think that's. There's a fish. There's a rock. Don't die. I mean, like, okay.
Okay. Well, any closing comments since you guys have shit all over my movie?
Well,
If you haven't watched it
don't.
and you need something to fall asleep to because it'll bore you to death,
Okay, that's a good one.
you just put it on
Mm-hmm.
and you'll fall asleep within 30 minutes, I think.
Yeah. If you want to know the dangers of cave diving
Just
without
like-
actually cave diving, you can do that.
I wouldn't recommend watching it, but I mean, if
It was free. We streamed it.
it was
mean,
free. Okay.
It is.
You know,
free.
so there was that. I mean, I wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid for it watching it, but that was just the toll on my body. I mean, that's just things that I can't ever unsee.
Okay, thank you for joining us.
Well, no,
All right, you're up.
Come on, let's bring it on, boy.
I personally think it is very creepy. The action at the end isn't quite as long as I remember it being when I was younger, so I'll give you
That's what she
that.
said.
There's a lot of build up that I find very creepy, and that's the kind of horror stuff that I like. But other than that, I'm kind of with you. I mean, it can get cheesy, it can be shitty if you don't have time to pay attention to it, or not even really pay attention to it. I mean,
Get shitty or cheesy if you pay attention to it. What are you talking about?
shut up.
Let him have his moment.
Okay, all right. Point to the stands. Call your shot.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I would recommend watching it. It's probably not a rewatch for anyone other than myself. It just maybe this is my guilty pleasure movie. Who knows? Oh man, that's not a guilty pleasure. That's just pleasure. No, I'm joking. Anyway, so that's so that's all I've got for this one. Thank you for joining us. We are on YouTube. Check us out on the gram. There's a link in the gram to the YouTube. So plot.off.the.press. Thank you for joining us. Show me your Tito's. And we will hook back up with everybody next week. Bye.